Mom prayed to the mountain god, hoping her son would find a wife soon, but his sister said, with a brother who's such a troublemaker, only a tigress could ever control him. But before she even finished speaking, a real tigress actually showed up. The two women were scared out of their wits, but the next second they heard a voice. "Tiger girl, you asking for trouble again?" A figure appeared. A girl shouted at the fierce tiger, and after a few scoldings from her, the fierce tiger crouched before her like a tame cat. Seeing how she could control the tiger so easily, taming her wild son should be no problem. She immediately offered 100 times the pay, with a contract for 8 million, asking the girl to be her daughter-in-law for a year. And so, for 8 million, the girl agreed to be her daughter-in-law for a year, and to reform her son within that year. The girl thought it would be a piece of cake, but then Mom hesitated and said, "My son says he doesn't like men, but for that 8 million, the girl said, "Never mind if he's into guys. Even if he's into aliens, I'll straighten him out." Then she followed them to a boxing match. It was the first time she saw the so-called son. Nobody in the ring could last around with him. Such a handsome and sunny young man. He didn't look like someone who liked men at all. And when he found out she was the fiancé his mom picked, he casually lifted her chin and asked her name. Next second her high kick sent the cigarette flying from his mouth. He tried to save face when shaking her hand, but the harder he squeezed, Sasa didn't even flinch, and when he really bore down, his own hand felt like it was caught in a vice. He screamed in pain. What did this woman eat growing up? So strong, but to salvage his so-called pride, he challenged her to a boxing match. Even his sister couldn't stand it. "You the champion this year fighting a girl. Have you no shame?" The girl said she only agreed to get married. The contract didn't say anything about fighting. Mom was afraid this future daughter-in-law would quit, so she tried to refuse the match for her, but the girl said it'll cost extra. Nobody expected she'd actually do it. The sister immediately transferred 100,000, but in everyone's eyes, she was definitely going to get crushed. Mom even told her daughter to have an ambulance waiting outside, in case something happened. But what happened next shocked everyone. The boy leaped up, attacking first. Next second Sasa grabbed his arm, and flipped him dizzy with a throw. Before he could recover, she locked both his arms behind his back, then a flying kick sent him flying again. He refused to admit defeat. He kept attacking sneakily. He even tried a double dragon move, but Sasa blocked it, and slapped him hard. Embarrassed and angry, he used a dirty trick. "The monkey steals the peach." The girl said, "Do I even have peaches for you to steal?" calling him shameless, and sure enough, a few more slaps. Then Sasa held nothing back. After a few moves he was crying for his mom, but his mom and sister were cheering for the girl. Their son was finally being tamed. He lay on the ground crying like a baby. Finally, under Sasa's iron fist, he tearfully agreed to marry her. Sasa said since they were going to register, the boy's style had to change. He resisted stubbornly just once, and got his face shoved into the toilet. He kept saying he wasn't giving up, but after being dunked a few times, this stubborn boy finally gave in, completely surrendering and registering with her. Even though he said he gave in, Sasa noticed this big guy wearing earrings, saying it was his rock and roll faith. Without another word she yanked them off. "You can believe in me from now on." And then there was the tattoo on his back. "My fate is mine to control." This tattoo is so childish. Ignoring his strong protests, she grabbed a brush to scrub the words off. His screams echoed through the whole building. After Sasa's makeover, the boys looked completely transformed. The mother and daughter couldn't believe their eyes. The boy stubbornly said he wasn't scared, just wanted a new style, but before he finished he got kicked. If they didn't hurry the registry office would close. He instinctively tried to fight back, but Sasa gave him a look, and he could only swallow his anger. Then Sasa dragged him to the registry office. His sister said this sister-in-law was really something. The boy reluctantly registered with her, but the girl was happy. The certificate is done. She's that much closer to the 8 million. But little did Sasa know her contract husband had secretly hired someone to cause her trouble.